Hey, Josh, just what perspective did the Notre Dame performance give you going into the off week, and as far as what needed to be prioritized, what needed to be repaired?
Well, I mean, there's always things to fix. That is always the case. I've never had a practice or a game where you're perfect, so there's always things to work on and improve at. Obviously, we've got to improve our run game. I feel like at times we're reaching a little bit there, both up front and at running back, and trying, hard to make plays happen, and we just need to slow down and execute our fundamentals and get our fundamentals right, because that's what improves execution is fundamentals. It's not a major play. But I did take out a Notre Dame game. I thought our guys competed really well on a big stage. I didn't think, they ever let the crowd or the delay or, being down by a couple of scores affect the way they played. And I thought that was a good thing. And they kept fighting and battling until the very end. And, I came out of that game going, we're good enough to get the job done. We just got to get better details.
Kind of on that same topic as it relates to Ryan, going on the road in an environment like that and showing poise in some big places. I guess just what did that tell you about him, and where do you assess just where he is overall 4 games into this?
Well, I think it just tells you about him. He's a competitor. He likes to compete. He wants to win. Guys that doubt themselves are not really competitive. They don't thrive in those environments like he did. I thought he thrived in that environment Saturday. And I think where he's at, I think he's playing really well. I think he can play better. Ryan would tell you that too. And I think part of those playing better things just little details of eyes and maybe getting off of a read when it's maybe looking a little cloudy and moving on. And sometimes a great play is taking a 5-yard hitch. But when you're competitive and you feel like you're going to go, you're trying to be aggressive and go win a game like that, some of that comes along with it. So where he's at right now, I'm very pleased with. He's going to get better and better as the season goes. We're going to improve every week. That's where every day that we're out there practicing, we're going to improve. And I look forward to watching him play the rest of the year.
What kind of luxuries did the bye week afford you, where you have 4 games now? It's a pretty good sample size to know where you're at, and guys obviously have nicks and bruises. What did you get out of the bye week that can help you going forward?
Well, I think number one's health. You want to make sure that you're all those nicks and bruises, you kind of get everybody healthy and get everybody rolling again, get a little time off your body. I mean, that comes with a mental break too. And so, you get a little break over the weekend. Guys get to watch some ball, see it, take a little break, and get away from it a little bit. And then it's time to get cranked back up and get rolling again. I think for us, we go through and we're always self-assessing, but it does give you some more time to go through and study yourself and see what other people are seeing and areas you need to improve and what you need to work on and get better at. And from technique to putting players in positions to win. So we did all that. We did a full assessment of ourselves, and then we'll move on from here to the rest of the season.
We'll go back to the Notre Dame game, because after that, Ryan said Mockabee hadn't thrown a pass that good all week. What gave you the confidence that to dial it up there in that situation?
Well, we invested some time into that play because we felt like it would do just what it did, that it would be an easy score down in the red zone. And actually on Thursday, it looked so average that I made the comment, it's out. I'm done with it. And then after Thursday's practice, I went back to Mock and to Ryan again and just explained to them, like, this is what we're, wrap their head around the big picture of what they were trying to do and how that play needed to work to make it happen. And they went out and did an awesome job executing it. So I just figured, hey man, I knew it was gonna be open like that, if we did it right. So I was like, hey, we're gonna take a shot at it. So, it was a beautiful play. They did it better than we did it all week in practice, and they did it well.
Josh, without George now, sort of assess the tight end spot, how you move forward there without him?
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously unfortunate with George, but injuries are part of the game, and you move on. And so moving forward, obviously Rico Walker will be in a position. You saw him last Saturday to contribute. I also think Christian Earls has done a really good job in practice so far. He's been getting better and better. We'll elevate him, and he'll play. And then we've got Christian Moore there too. Those three guys, we're going to have a combination of those three guys. It won't be any one guy that will fill all the roles, but those three guys will fill, and it'll kind of be an approach, a tight end approach by committee.
What have you seen on tape of the Illinois defense?
Well, they're good up front. I think the strength of their defense is their front, and how physical and aggressive they are. They're good against the run. They're good pass rushers. They're physical pass rushers, and they're obviously not afraid of contact. They're going to come downhill and they play the game in a physical manner and style. Secondary wise, I know 2 games ago they had all the injuries, and it feels like maybe they're still recovering from that a little. But they've traditionally played a lot of man. Last week they played a lot of zone, so I think we've got to be ready for both. And that's kind of been their MO a little bit anyway. They're a little bit of a chameleon. They're kind of changing colors all the time, changing their schemes kind of to fit whatever they believe is their best opportunity to win the game. So we got to be ready for everything they do going in the game.
What has Ryan done better than you expected, Ryan Brown?
Just stay poised, calm, and I think he's done a really good job after a play that's maybe not so good, right? Of bouncing back and not, he has a lot of self-belief, and he does a really good job of controlling his emotions and coming back and playing the next play with his very best.
This game last year was the best performance Purdue had. Did you use that at all, or has there been so much turnover that you don't get a lot out of going back and watching last year's film?
Well, I watched the film when I first got here to Purdue. They obviously, the guy calling plays, I think, had intimate knowledge of things that would affect that defense, their defense. You've seen a lot of other people try a lot of those things since then, and they've adjusted like good teams do. I think that game was what it was, but we are who we are now, and we've got to go out and execute what we do and what we believe in.
I just want to follow up something you said very early on. We were talking about the run game reaching. Are you seeing that just when the game script kind of turns negative for you guys and you're playing from behind, or are you seeing that even early on when the offense is just kind of trying to get going?
Yeah, just probably overall everything. I know the offensive line is eager to run the ball better. I know our running backs are. We gotta trust and believe in our fundamentals and just execute the things that we have called. We do that, we'll be fine.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right,